What it do, P-Town crew? Yes, this Saturday, my dream rematch becomes a reality as Dustin Porier versus Justin Gaethje 2 for the BMF belt is main eventing UFC 291. Let's get into my main card picks. Okay, so opening off, we have Michael Chiesa versus Kevin Holland. I got into MMA around 2021, and even though Michael Chiesa was pretty active that year, I just so happened to miss all of his fights because I was selective with what I was watching, mainly pay-per-views, and he didn't fight all 2022. So I'm getting at here is that because I'm a relatively new MMA fan, I have really nothing to go off of from Michael Chiesa. All I know is that he's a pretty good grappler, and maybe pretty good might be underselling it for what I hear. All I know about Michael Chiesa is just his, talks on as an analyst. But otherwise, Kevin Holland has been very, very active. Great striker. Not the most, I wouldn't say favorable matchup, but not the preferred matchup of Kevin Holland. I'm gonna probably just stay safe, bet on the favorite, and I'm just gonna go with Kevin Holland by, I don't know, probably decision or late TKO KO. Don't have much to go off of. Michael Chiesa once again, and yes, I am biased towards Kevin Holland. I really like him. He's extremely active. I think he'd be a very entertaining welterweight contender. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Kevin Holland because I'm admittedly, ignorant when it comes to Michael Chiesa. So no offense to him. I just happen to miss his fights and don't really have much to go off of. And yeah, Kevin Holland. So moving on, we have Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green. Should Tony Ferguson even be fighting? I mean, he allegedly had a DUI, a month or two back, and I don't know if he should be fighting, man. You know what I mean? Going through all that, what, 4 losses in a row now? He looked very slow. The shell of his former self. Yeah, this fight's at lightweight, so he probably have a little bit more speed. And, I don't really know when it comes to this fight. Seems that people are giving up on Tony Ferguson, and I don't want to be, doing that as well. You look at this fight, and you don't really want either guy to lose, and I will have to say Bobby Green just looked crisper in his last fight. It was a no contest, sure, but he did very well against Jared Gordon. Um, Definitely retained his speed and such. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bobby Green on this one. Um, Man, it sucks to say, and let's hope. I mean, I'd like either guy to win. I don't want either guy to lose. This fight just feels kind of depressing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll just go with Bobby Green on this one. Moving on, we have Steven Wonderboy Thompson versus Michel Pereira. Yeah, I'm once again gonna play it safe, bet on the favorite. I'm gonna go Steven Wonderboy Thompson by round 2 or round 3 TKO KO. Now, this is a pretty entertaining fight, very fun stylistic matchup. We have a very dynamic and entertaining striker like Steven Thompson, as well as the extremely flashy Michel Pereira. This first round is going to be very entertaining. Thompson's going to be throwing a lot of kicks. He's going to be having fun with the striking Michel Pereira. We know how he is. He's going to be doing a lot of flips and tricks. And he's going to prove pretty dangerous that first round because of his, flashy style. He loves jumping off the cage. He likes, coming at you with flying knees and actual flips. He's going to be very dangerous that first round, right? He's probably going to attempt to emulate what Anthony Pettis was able to do to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in their fight. Pettis was getting beat up by Thompson, and then boom, flash, Superman punch off the cage, knocks Stephen Thompson out cold. Okay, and I know Michel Pereira's camp is looking at that footage like, yes, we're going to do this. We're going to use this, right? But here's the thing, man. When has Michel Pereira kept up his flashy, taunty, showboaty style past the first round? The dude just not obliterates. He just I'm failing the words right. He just goes through his entire gas tank that first round. He just expends his entire gas tank that first round. When has he ever done that flashy shit past the first round? Okay, he's had one flash KO, right, with his his fun flashy style, but that was like his first fight in the UFC, like some 6, 7, 8 fights ago. Okay, everything else has been mostly decision. Um, like I said, if it's past the second round, he doesn't throw that spinny shit anymore. Okay, and if you lose a gas tank, okay, against Steven Thompson, all right, Steven Thompson's gonna light this dude up past 5 minutes. Okay, and that's even if Michel Pereira makes past the first round, because if Pereira doesn't grapple, then Thompson's just gonna feel willing to just strike with him. And we've seen Steven Wonderboy Thompson. When it comes to striking alone, he's just unparalleled at welterweight right now. So I'm gonna go Steven Wonderboy Thompson, TKO KO past the second round. or yeah, past the first round. I think that Flash KO is definitely still a threat, but I think compared to Anthony Pettis, it is going to get less and less, each minute this fight passes on. So I feel pretty confident about Thompson winning this. If we see a repeat of Pettis, I'm going to be a little sad, but hey, that's how it is. So yeah, see more about Thompson. Moving on, we have a big fight at light heavyweight: Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira. The odds have this as a pick 'em choose 'em, and I think this is kind of easy money. I got Jan Blachowicz on this one by maybe ground TKO. Here's the thing, man. Jan Blachowicz is proving to be a very well-rounded fighter in this light heavyweight division. He might not be Glover Teixeira levels of grappling, but he's a pretty well-rounded fighter and, a pretty competitive matchup for a lot of these matchups, okay? And especially against kickboxers, okay? Look, Jan Blachowicz, we've seen it in Jan Blachowicz' fight against Adesanya, okay? He outstruck Izzy for the first 3 rounds and then decided in the championship rounds to finally wrestle and relatively dominated that fight. Okay. Blachowicz has godlike leg checks. Okay. So he's going to neutralize a lot of Pereira's offense. Okay. He's going to, not only hurt Pereira's leg, but also reduce, the offense that Pereira can set up, outstrike Pereira. And then if it gets to that point where, uh, if Pereira does somehow pull ahead in the striking, Blachowicz can just wrestle Pereira, okay? If Blachowicz can control Izzy for the better part of, 1 or 2 rounds, he can control Pereira, all right? Now, yes, Blachowicz is 40 years old, and he is pretty hittable. Pereira does have a bigger puncher's chance than Izzy did in, Izzy and Blahovich's fight. But otherwise, I just think this matchup's tough for Pereira. I have Jan Blachowicz by winning this. And, if he can just put it on the ground, he might be able to get TKO via ground and pound. That's how I have it. I don't believe he's going to dominate on the feet, but I think he's going to pull ahead on the feet. And like I said, if it comes to it, Blachowicz can just wrestle. This could be just a repeat of Blachowicz versus Adesanya. All right, that's how I have it. That's my opinion. Like I said, Pereira still has a better puncher's chance than Izzy, but as I see it, I think Blachowicz has got this. All right, and last but not least, the main event. Dream rematch right here, Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. I've honestly kind of gone back and forth on this fight. As you know, there's probably not a single fighter on the UFC roster that I could be more biased towards than Dustin Poirier, but I really cannot be surprised if Justin Gaethje wins. The odds have this as Poirier as a slight betting favorite, which I can understand. But here's the thing, big factor right here. I mean, okay, here. Let me talk about both. Both these guys have improved a lot since their first fight. And that first fight was very, very close. Okay, very close. Rewatched it, a few times in the lead up to this Saturday, but I had it nearly, 2-1 either fighter going to that fourth round. Like you could make that case either way before the finish. Both guys accumulated a lot of damage. Here's the thing: big factor about this fight. This is going to be an elevation. Okay, Utah, Salt Lake City. All right, Justin Gaethje trains at elevation, and from what I understand, I'm pretty sure Poirier has never fought at elevation before. Okay, we saw last time UFC was at Salt Lake City with the likes of Leon Edwards or Paulo Costa, Luke Rockhold, them being kind of nerfed because of the elevation and not accounting for that. Right, it changed the fight a lot. And I understand that Poirier has that 5 round cardio, high output, war cardio that we've seen before. But elevation is just a different story. And I do know that Poirier is in Utah right now, getting acclimated, but it's going to be a factor. Okay, when Poirier, well, not when Poirier, when Gaethje does train at elevation and Poirier doesn't. All right, I've praised, as many people as well have praised Poirier's ability to, weather the storm, to stand his ground when the fight gets rough. He's going to stand his ground and pull through. All right, that's going to be a lot harder when he has a portion less of his gas tank. Even if it's not that much less than Justin Gaethje's on fight night, it's going to add up as the rounds go on. And this is going to be a war. You're going to need all the edges you can get. This is going to be a game of edges, to be honest. How I feel that Poirier can't take this is that he just needs to continue to be diligent about checking those leg kicks. All right. A more cautious Gaethje, may not be walking up to Poirier and just covering up and allowing Poirier to just let loose a little bit. But because of that, Poirier has the opportunity to fight more at his pace. Gaethje won't be dictating the pace as much. Of course, Gaethje is going to be moving forward, trying to walk Poirier down. But I think a less reckless Gaethje might be less likely to put a lot of damage on Poirier. Poirier can definitely have a better say and better contribution to the pace of the fight. All right, Poirier can throw, start exchanges, end exchanges, um, counter hooks. Just as long as he is vigilant. Oh my goodness, diligent. I've um, Oh, watch it be village essentially. No, no, no. I'm sorry. My English is not good right now. I've been learning another language, so I've just been on that mode. But anyways, as long as Poirier stays diligent about checking leg kicks, I think that with his pace and with his better technical boxing, and with Gaethje, and being able to control how much Gaethje makes this fight a brawl, I do lean Poirier on this fight. But with that said, both these guys improved a lot. Justin Gaethje had a very great performance against Rafael Fiziev. Very close fight, and some people still have the Fiziev. I tossed a turn on that fight, but just the fact that it was competitive um, still does pretty well in Justin Gaethje's case. It's going to be a tough fight, and like I said, the elevation is 100% going to be a factor. I think. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not trying to put down Poirier's cardio. We know he has cardio, but like I said, elevation is a different story. All right, we don't know, even if it's just by a little bit, even if Justin Gaethje just have it the edge by a little bit in this war, where the damage is going to add up. It's going to be a bout of attrition. Um, we just might see the factors. Okay, so that's why I'm not going to be surprised if Gaethje wins. I think outside of those factors, the factor of elevation, I'd probably lean Poirier, and that is why. Yes, I'm biased, but I'm going to lead Dustin Poirier on this one. Um, like I said, I'm not going to be surprised if Gaethje wins, but hey, man, I got to go with Poirier on this one. Um, I think that he's just going to be. Um, I think he's going to be ready for war. You know what I mean? And Gaethje will be too. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. I'm just gonna be thankful that this fight's happening. Okay, we all know that both these guys' their fights are limited. All right, Justin Gaethje has alluded to retirement. Poirier hasn't quite yet, but he's the same age. Been through a lot of wars. I'm just gonna be grateful that this dream rematch of mine is happening in the first place. I'm just gonna enjoy it, however long it lasts, and just like or hate the BMF belt. You know what I mean, or at least the BMF belt being back. I think if I'm going to give it some credit, I'm going to give it credit for being as a nice way to commemorate both these dudes' legendary careers. And there you have it. This is my UFC 291 predictions. Let me know your picks down below. Do you agree or disagree with me? How do you have these matchups going? And go ahead and let me down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more UFC content. And yeah, thank you all for watching. And I'll catch you later.